My name is Vanessa Hewitt and I am Senior HR Manager here at Penguin. I think the youth and students are extremely important to a business. I mean, I think we are looking continually at our talent pool, particularly in my role. That's what we're thinking about constantly. Where are we getting our new talent from? Where do we get new ideas from? And I think, we have to touch into that, looking at our young people and thinking about, well, how are we going to kind of get them into industry quickly in order to kind of absorb them, and also get them thinking about what industry is like to work in and be part of it as well. I think qualifications are essential. However, I think it is getting much more competitive nowadays, and I think, I'll give you an example. We're doing an internship scheme at Penguin at the moment, and we have 4 interns that we're looking to find. It's a paid internship, so there's 10 weeks paid internship, which is a great scheme to be part of. Now, for one intern, I have over 600 applications. So when you start to think about qualifications, all of these students are very well qualified, but it doesn't make them stand out. So it goes beyond qualifications. It goes to not what you're doing, but how you're doing it. And I think that is going to become even more important for students now. It's not just about, you're getting A grade. That absolutely is important, but actually, what are you doing outside of your studies to make you stand out? For those who don't have necessarily great qualifications, or probably not kind of hitting those A stars or Bs or whatever it might well be, I think what they need to be is committed. So committed to the cause of whatever they are wanting to do. So we need to really show, they need to show the industry and organisations that actually this is really what they want to do. And all that might be that they kind of work hard to find work experience opportunities, or they're looking at other extracurriculum activities to kind of work towards their career. I think the other thing is that they are passionate about what they do as well and want to get into an industry, so they've got to stand out from the crowd, and that is beyond qualifications. That's really about having a personality and really kind of showing us who they are as individuals. Top 5 tips for a CV. The first one would be obviously to be accurate about what you're putting in your CV. So not to lie is the first tip. Be very clear in terms of what you're trying to say, so not too many words. Try and keep it to 2 pages is another top tip. Also show what achievements you have done, so not just about if you've had a part-time job or you've been studying, not just about what you're doing, but also about how you've done it. So I think that's really, really important as well. And also at the top of the CV, it's also quite nice to build a profile about who you are and what you're looking for as well. Really show what extracurriculum activity you've done, so whether it be what hobbies you have you been in the student council at university, what passions you have. I think that's really important because you need to stand out on paper as well. And I think that's the last sort of tip, is to stand out and to show your personality on your CV. It's a really tricky one to do, but if you can do it, it makes for much more of an interesting read. The things I look for in a covering letter would absolutely be the person. So I'm looking for somebody who jumps out at me on the page. I'm looking for personality. I'm looking for someone with an opinion, someone who's passionate, someone who's shown that they have actually taken care over the role that they've applied for, and that it's suited towards the role that they've applied for. So often what we see in covering letters is just very standard, formulaic, professional covering letters, but they don't stand out from the crowd. So I think my tip on that would be to make sure that you are applying for the right role and that you stand out for the right reasons. Once you get to interview, it's showing your personality again. Why are you different to everybody else? So really thinking about what makes you unique. Obviously being clear and prepared is really helpful, so any preparation you can do beforehand, whether that be kind of looking at kind of standard interview questions. But I think it's about really being passionate about the role that you're going through, and I think actually that really comes through when people are interviewed, if they are passionate and committed to what they want to do in the future. But I think you can stand out if you do make speculative approaches, but don't just make a phone call and say, well, I kind of want to work here. It's about, you know, have you thought about what you're going to say? So we do like that. I'm not saying we encourage it all the time, but if you're going to do it well, and you may just get noticed. What I kind of look for when I'm looking for people is individuality and diversity, because what we don't want is clones of the same types of people. So when I'm looking at people, I'm looking for them to have an opinion, to be passionate and actually give me something to think about. So it makes it all of an interesting kind of conversation, and that's really what an interview is. It's a conversation.